this is the backstory of the elefish. So, one day there were some construction workers in Asia, and they decided they were going to cut down a whole forest in Asia, where Asian elephants lived, and panthers and stuff, and monkeys. So they cut down most of the trees, but they left the animals. So whenever it started to rain, it would fill up because it was a huge hole. And so whenever it filled up, it was like a lake, a very deep lake, that is. So when this happened, the elephants evolved into an elefish. Some of the features of the elefish is their trunk has changed. Their mouth is still underneath their trunk where it would usually be, but on the end of the trunk there is a claw thing so that they can scoop dirt up and then move it whenever they're digging for their food, because some of the plants have also evolved. Some of them live on the top of the edge of the water, but some of them have evolved to no sunlight and grow under the ground so that they get moisture, but not so much that they're drowning. But on the edge of the elefish's nose, the nostrils, they have flaps. So when they're underwater, they can shut the flaps, but there are two ways they can breathe from like underwater kind of. So one, they can skim the bottom, like skim the top of the water with their trunk sticking up, like how elephants walk in water. Or they have a blowhole on the top of their head like a whale. Elefish have developed a strong like fin on the back of them, like this thing right here behind the ear at the back. So that is very large. It's about as big as their body, and it's very strong, so they can swim very fast. But for some reason, they can only swim like straight and like turn, but all at the same level. But they're kind of like hippos. Like hippos don't actually swim; they float. But whenever an elephant stops moving, they float up to the top. So if they were hunting in one place, they have this suction cup type of thing on their stomach, which is really flat, so that if they wanted to, they could like move a stone or rock to where they wanted to hunt, so that they could grip onto it, so they could stay in one place at the bottom whenever they're digging for their food. Also, they have very small eyes because their eyesight is not very good. But so elefish, they like the normal elephant lives in herds from ranging from 13 to 17 members usually. But the elefish, because of there's not that much food as there used to be, there's limited food, it's usually 3 to 4 elefish living together in one area. It's like they don't always stick together, but there's one that's like the matriarch kind of, has more dominance over the herd. But like elephants, all the people in their like small herds are female. The males are off on their own trying to find food for themselves, but at mating season, they come and swim through the herds, fighting over females, trying to show off. How they show off is they like their ears, quotation marks, they wiggle them, and they go from like floating. They like float a little bit, and then they move really quickly to a log and grip. And then they float a little bit, and then they grip. Because at the bottom of the males are a little different. Their suction cup, they can like kind of like shoot it out to grip things. It enlarges, and then it goes back to normal size, kind of like the neck of a lizard, a male lizard. The throat, but so that they can show off for the females. Elefish still give birth to because they still are mammals. At one point in their life, they still have hair, and they still give birth to live calves instead of like a fish gives birth, doesn't really give birth. It lays eggs. Most fish lay eggs. And so also the suction cup at the bottom of the females, whenever there are young, the calves of the elefish have a certain thing on the top of their head that disappears or they grow out of as they get older, that allows them to be suctioned to their mom's stomach, where they can drink milk while staying at the place where their mom is. Also, where they can't. So if there was a predator, because the panthers and monkeys and stuff also involved, so they're faster, because now the elefish is about like the size of a hippo, if I haven't already said that, just a little shorter, like not as long as a hippo, so they are more likely to be attacked by lions, I guess, or the lions. I haven't thought of a name for them whenever they evolved. So yes, but their ears have little holes in the middle where they have flaps that they can open and close. And they also, on the edge, all of their ears, since Asian elephants usually have small ears, they have grown bigger ones because they can't hear very well anymore. They more have sense instead of hear. They can sense they make super low noises that humans cannot hear, kind of like a whale. They only have 2 noises that they can make that humans can hear, but so they can talk to each other, and through their ears they can sense if there's a predator sneaking up behind them. They can also sense or hear, kind of like how a snake's tongue can smell and taste. Their ear can hear and sense things, so they can sense if something's coming up behind them. And they can also kind of hear/sense whenever there's another elefish, calling out saying, "Oh, I found a great feeding place. Oh, I found a place with lots of rocks that you can drag." Or, I don't know, maybe there's a predator coming. There's a predator in the eastern part of the Asian now lake, not Asian forest. But yeah, so they also suffer from ear issues. That's how most of them die. They also live really old. Most of them live to be in their high 40s and low 50s. So they can live almost as long as humans, just about 30 years younger, so not really almost as long. But, so, yeah, so, actually it's like 50 years younger, but whatever. They, yeah, so that's pretty much it.